Hi there folks, and welcome to the latest edition of Almost Food. We're here in my bedroom instead of in the dining room because it is very early on Saturday morning, about 7:15, and I didn't want to make too much noise in the house, so we're kind of keeping things in here. Speaking of noise, if you happen to hear a bit of background noise in this room, it's because I'm quarantining some cats that have been to the vet. They're running around and playing as they will. They don't really care that a human is making an internet video. So we have that. On today's show, I wanted to talk to you about the food of fall. Of course, moving into the fall season as we are, I don't know what farmers union muscled into the retail space, but when we get into fall, everything goes pumpkin. Of course, you have pumpkin spice lattes, you have pumpkin soup, you have pumpkin just everything, pretty much everything, including pumpkins themselves. You even start to see the pumpkins in the stores. So I want to talk to you today about Dunkin' Donuts. Now, full disclosure, the nearest large town to us is Valdosta, and I was there yesterday. And the only Dunkin' Donuts in the town of Valdosta is actually a Dunkin' Donuts Express. It's not a full standing retail location. It is a little stand inside of a Stuckey's gas station. And, you know, that nobody actually works at. They just have some donuts and some coffee and stuff, and you buy it at the gas station front desk. I had wanted to also include Dunkin' Donuts pumpkin spice creme brulee latte in this review, but they didn't have it at that stand, and that's the only Dunkin' Donuts in Valdosta, so I was not able to pick it up. If I find myself in Thomasville, the other large town nearby here that has Dunkin' Donuts in it, I will certainly pick that up and do a separate video. But as I said, we've moved into the days of fall, and when fall comes around, that means pumpkin. I'm going to be looking at 3 different kinds of pumpkin donut for you today that are offered at Dunkin' Donuts. They have other donuts in their fall line, but I kind of focused in on the pumpkin ones. We have a regular pumpkin donut with glaze. We have a pumpkin pie donut, and we have what they call a Halloween pumpkin donut. Now, the scoring system is going to work a touch differently for this. Not really, but a little bit, so I will explain. The donuts, I brought all the donuts home in the same package, the Dunkin' Donuts half dozen package here, and I bought them all together. So while the look of the food and the taste of the food are going to have individual scores, the look of the packaging and the overall value are going to be scored together. So I will point that out and make clear what the scores for each of these are. All right, so let's dive right in. We're going to start with the look of the packaging. This is your basic Dunkin' Donuts 6-pack box. I'm pretty sure you'll get these at a regular Dunkin' Donuts, but like I said, I went to a Stuckey's gas station and they had them kind of folded up where you could pull them out and get them. There's nothing terribly individual about them. You can see there it has the DD logo, and the DD goes all the way around, and it just says As a matter of fact, one interesting thing to note is this box does not actually say Dunkin' Donuts anywhere on it. It's all just It's a very sturdy box. You know, once you unfold it, it's very sturdy and very firm. It has the clear window there, so you and whoever else you're bringing the donuts to can see what's in the box before you open it, which is nice. Sturdy, dependable, and it gets the donuts from point A to point B. It looks pretty good. This sounds a little silly, but I'm actually going to take off 1 point for kind of the pretentiousness of thinking that you can be identified just by a little trademarked brand rather than the name of your place. I would have liked, you could have even left DD and just said Dunkin' Donuts across the top. And I would have been happy. But overall, this is a very good package. It only loses 1 point for that, and it still gets a score of 4 out of 5. Alright, but in a donut review video, I know that none of you really care about what the box looks like, so let's dive in here and get to the individual parts, namely the look and the taste of each of these donuts. We're going to start right here. This is the Dunkin' Donuts Pumpkin Donut with Glaze. For a while I was calling it a pumpkin glazed donut, but I didn't want to give you the impression that the glaze is pumpkin flavored. It is the donut that is pumpkin flavored, not the glaze. The glaze, as far as I can tell, is your regular standard sugar. It has a nice dark brown color to it, and the glaze, of course, gives it a little bit of a shine there. And that's the underneath side there. It's very nice. And then just to break it open and show you, it has a very nice color for pumpkin. I mean, it looks nice and orangey. It looks like, even if there's not, it looks like there's a lot of pumpkin in this, you know. So I'd be like, oh, that's a pumpkin donut, all right. All right, we've broken it open, so now I gotta set it back down, oh no. All right, so all in all, a nice brown and orange color that really strongly conveys the pumpkin content. The glaze gives it a nice shine, and overall it's a good, sturdy, quality looking donut. I'm gonna give the look of the pumpkin donut with glaze a score of 5 out of 5. Moving on to the next item, this is a Halloween pumpkin donut. It kind of looks like your regular stuffed donut. I'm positive there's a better term for that. If there is, I'm going to put it right here. But you're basically stuffed donut that has the cream inside of it, and it is decorated for Halloween with orange frosting and a nice little face on top. Unfortunately, and this might be a tip if you're going to pick them up from a Dunkin' Donuts stand near you, I put the plastic on top, and it has since kind of melded onto the frosting. I tried just a minute ago, and if I were to peel this off, it would completely ruin the look of the donut. So I do want to give you, a full look that they did make a nice pumpkin effort here. You can see right there the nice orange pumpkin face on it. I didn't want to peel the plastic off to ruin that, but I obviously will before I give it a taste. But it has a nice pumpkin look. It probably looked even a little better than that. This pumpkin obviously screams Halloween. It may not be the flavoring that you would get with a pumpkin donut itself, but if you were to give your kids a pumpkin donut, they might not know it was Halloween. But if you got a dozen of these for a party, oh, the kids would go absolutely ballistic. They're little jack-o'-lantern donuts. The look of the Halloween pumpkin donut gets a 5 out of 5. All right, and finally here we have the one I'm actually the most curious about, and that is the pumpkin pie donut. This looks very nice. It's another stuffed donut. There's kind of a dark orange cream coming out of it. It is frosted on the top and has crumbs over it. You can see there it has that frosting on the inside and the white frosting on top and the crumbs covering it there. It's flat on the bottom. I have to say, the Halloween pumpkin donut may be the one that looks the most Halloween, but this is the one, if the three of these were sitting on a plate and I didn't know anything about the flavors, and they said pick one, I would pick this one. This one looks the best. So I'm basically in a position where I'm giving the look of all three of these donuts a score of 5 out of 5, which kind of blends them all together, and I think that this one looks a little bit better. I don't want to take anything away from the other donuts, so I'm going to award a bonus point. The look of the pumpkin pie donut gets a score of 6 out of 5. All right, the moment of truth. We are moving on from the look of the food to the taste of the food. We're going to start with the pumpkin donut with glaze. Full disclosure, I have not only had one of these today, I have had these before. I think they're excellent. I can tell you that before even tasting it, but why rob you of the reaction? So here we go. Crumbly. Crumbly. But it's really good. It gives you a very strong pumpkin flavor, but it's still sweet. It's kind of reminiscent of the pumpkin flavored coffees that you can get, the pumpkin spice latte, the pumpkin spice frappe. You're getting that pumpkin flavor, but you're also getting a sweet flavor. It's very tasty. The glaze adds just enough in balancing out the tartness of the pumpkin with its own sweetness without either one overpowering it, and it's a very good balance. You guys know what I'm going to say already. You know, I look for these every year when I hear that pumpkin items are out. The taste of the pumpkin donut with glaze gets a score of 5 out of 5. Oh no! No! I peeled his face off. No. Yes, unfortunately, exactly like I said, the face came off of the Halloween pumpkin donut when I pulled off the wrapper there. But there's still frosting on it, both orange frosting and brown frosting, so I think I'll get a good representative flavor. Here we go. Mmm. One thing I have to note about this is that the inner frosting has a much better flavor than I was expecting. A lot of times with eclair type donuts, which is I think the word I was trying to come up with before, the frosting inside is too creamy and doesn't really stand up. The frosting on the inside of this tastes more like cake frosting. It's quite good. I really am surprised. I thought I might give this one a lower score because I'm not always terribly fond of eclair style donuts. But I'm not gonna. Not gonna eat those all that often. However, the Halloween pumpkin donut gets a score of 5 out of 5. Oh, I should note, I forgot to mention there, but I have not ever tried that donut before. I don't know if it's brand new. I've never seen it before, so I have never tried that. All right, moving on to our final candidate, and the one that I am most excited about, to be honest, the pumpkin pie donut. Let's give her a try. It's actually very interesting. I'm gonna need a second bite of that. Surprisingly enough, this might be the one that I'm actually least fond of the three. I like what they were going for here. The filling in the donut has a pumpkin pie flavoring to it, which is good. But it's kind of exactly what I talked about with the Halloween pumpkin donut. It's more of that really creamy eclair frosting. And I don't know if I like it all that much. The crumbs never really come into play. It's kind of on the outside. The donut never really comes together. On that bite there, I was kind of able to pick up a little bit more of what they were doing. If you can get a bite that combines all three, the frosting, well, I guess all four, the frosting, the crumbs, the donut, and the filling, it does kind of give you a pumpkin pie flavoring. I think this might go back to the look of the food, but it's more functional to the flavor. I think if they had spread the filling out a little bit more across the donut, it might have helped. If you're like way over here, you're not really getting any pumpkin. It's still really good, and it's actually a rather unique flavor. But I'm trying not to let my score being influenced by the fact that I'm slightly disappointed. But I kind of am. So I would probably give this a 3 normally, but just, you know, it's still, the pumpkin, this is kind of a sum of its parts thing. Everything individually is good. It just doesn't quite work together the way I would expect it to. I give the taste of the pumpkin pie donut a score of 4 out of 5. All right, and finally, the value of the food. Value is obviously a case where your mileage may vary. At the gas station where I picked these up, and this might be a standard pricing for Dunkin' Donuts Express, I don't know. But anyway, we picked up 6 donuts, a half dozen donuts, and it was $5 plus tax. I consider that a very good value, especially for the fact that these were more specialty donuts. That is a pretty good price for you to share with the folks in your office or folks at a party or anything like that. The pricing usually varies. A single donut will usually run you $1 or maybe a little bit more, and obviously the more of them you buy, the cheaper it gets, but it runs around that same value. They're all quite good. I wouldn't mind paying $1 for any of these, and I didn't pay $1 for any of them because they were about $5 for 6. So I give the value of these Halloween donuts a collective 5 out of 5. A little glimpse behind the scenes of the way I do this and the way I put this together. I do not predetermine any of the scores beforehand. It's all my just initial reactions when I turn the camera on. So I have given the pumpkin pie donut a bonus point, a score of 6 out of 5 for its look, which was immediately compensated for by losing a point for its taste and getting a 4 out of 5. So it exactly balanced out with the other two, which got 5s out of 5s. So, but overall then, just to recap, the packaging gave each of the donuts a collective score of 4 out of 5. The pumpkin donut with glaze and the Halloween pumpkin donut each got 5 out of 5 for look and flavor. The pumpkin pie donut got a 6 out of 5 for look, but a 4 out of 5 for flavor. And then I gave the value a 5 out of 5 because these are a really good price. So each of these donuts ended up getting exactly the same score, and that is a 19 out of 20, and obviously being 1 point away from perfect is a definite recommendation. I would absolutely say if you have a Dunkin' Donuts or even a Dunkin' Donuts Express near you in relatively convenient driving distance, or you're going out doing errands like we were, I would definitely recommend that you run out and pick these up. They're a great flavor. The pumpkin donut with glaze is something that I wish Dunkin' Donuts would make all year round. They wouldn't need to make as many as they do when pumpkin's really popular around Halloween, but it is something that I always personally want, and I always miss when I find out that it's finally disappeared for the year. So I wish that they would make that year round. These other donuts are pretty good. Your Halloween pumpkin donut is going to be for kids. It's going to be something you can give them that says Halloween to them, but it's just your average sweet flavor. The pumpkin pie donut, like I said, it's a nice experiment. It's kind of a foodie donut. I don't know if it worked for me 100%, but I still gave them obviously 4 out of 5 for trying. So, yeah. Alright, that's going to wrap things up for my almost food review of the Dunkin' Donuts pumpkin donut line. I appreciate it very much that you guys decided to tune into this video. If you like this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button that's right down below the video here. And if you like these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe. Almost Food is now officially a series. It's not going to be a regular series because it's not a matter of me going out and finding something to try every week. It's more a matter of me happening upon things that I'm curious about trying and I want to review, or remembering that something is really, really good and wanting to tell you guys about it. So that's what Almost Food is going to be. It's going to be something that I do every so often. I'm going to try not to let the series sit for too long, but it's not going to air on a particular day, and it's not going to come out on a particular schedule. It's just going to be whatever. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you like these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to diversify my channel a little bit. I make Power Rangers videos. I do, obviously, food review videos now. I do vlogs. Sometimes I talk about sports and video games. Diversified kind of channel. Basically a nerdy channel. I'm kind of a nerdy, geeky guy. If that's the kind of thing that you like, go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. And most importantly to me, yes, even more importantly than subscribing, leave me some comments down below. Have you tried these donuts? Do you like these donuts? Do you not like these donuts? Did anything in this review make you more or less likely to want to go out and try them? I would appreciate that very much because I like engaging with you guys and having a back and forth. Alright, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you enjoy your day.